Underwraps was a project that myself and Jill had worked together. I had been an actor in Your Dreams, Freud, and I'd done a couple of cabaret stuff for her. She was doing the Splash Cabaret series at the Hall. And so we developed this great friendship, and she came to me at a Christmas party one night. Excuse me. She came to me at a Christmas party one night and said that she had this great idea for a show. She just adjudicated the high school improv festival, and the way the improv festival works, at least I've never adjudicated it, but the way she described it was that all the people on the team had to participate in every skit that you did. So that you couldn't have, a team of 8 with just the same 2 or 3 people doing the improv. Like, all 8 of them had to be on stage. But what that meant, of course, was that the teams kind of identified who the strong ringers are, and they were the ones who did most of the heavy lifting in the scene, and the rest of the people ended up becoming stuff like chairs, doors, plants, and trees in the background. And Jill was watching this, happen over and over and over again with all these improv scenes. She thought, wouldn't it be interesting... how interesting the sets formed out of people. Like, wouldn't it be interesting if you threw a big sheet over them so you couldn't see that they were people, they were just shapes? And so this thing started to roll around in her head a bit. So by the time we got to this Christmas party, and she talked to me, and she had a few drinks in, she was saying, I got this great idea, and it's about unrequited love. Because that's the other thing. Myself and Jill had great communion as friends. We both had these 2 stories, stories that had happened to us, as everyone does, about unrequited love. And we'd always talk about, my guy versus her guy, kind of, what story was more horrific and painful. And so she came to me, she said, this is the story, and, the first scene in the play is the woman standing on stage. It's nothing but a big white sheet, and she says, he doesn't even know that I'm alive. And then 40 heads pop out of the sheet through holes in the sheet, and they all sing, no, he doesn't. And then they all start to sing, Robert, and they're singing all the way through the show, and they're moving their bodies, and they're forming images of set, and they're making chairs and all this kind of stuff. And I thought, that's great. And I had a few drinks in. I was like, that's fantastic. I'll start writing it tomorrow. And I did. I started writing it. I think this is a Christmas party, by mid-January, I was in her living room, and we were reading scenes from Underwraps. And of course, I quickly turned it into a gay unrequited love story, because it had to be my story. And so, yeah, I think I slammed through the first draft of that, first draft or 2 of that winter. And then we produced it the following year.